Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today, Jamie joins me.
Hello.
She's probably off camera.
I hope so.
So, welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano and Chef on a Mission Radio. I want to talk about a unique experience I had the other day, a experience that I really don't want to publicly talk about. Something I'm a little bit embarrassed about because I consumed a product that I normally wouldn't consume, right, Jamie?
Yes.
So, I was running a 34-mile race, mountain race, a ridge run on single track trail, lots of rocks. It was an endurance run. It took me 9 hours to do it. And what happened, Jamie? You were waiting at the finish line, and I called you.
You called me. I had just gotten to the finish line, thinking that I would have maybe even had beaten you, or you would have beaten me to the finish line, because I was running a little bit late getting there. You said you had only a few miles left when I had spoken to you. So I thought, okay, you know, either I'm going to beat him there, or he's going to beat me there, and it's going to be pretty close.
Pretty close, right?
So I got there, and, you know, you called me. And as I was talking to you, you know, you were telling me how much pain you were in and what bad shape you were in, and you sounded awful. You sounded like I needed to come get you and that you weren't going to be able to finish the race, was really my thought on it.
Well, in honesty, I wanted you to come get me. I started crashing at mile 21 out of the 34 miles, and it just got progressively worse and worse and worse. So at mile, I don't know what mile I spoke to. You must have been 28.
28, because I thought you only had 4 miles left, and I thought, okay, I'm leaving. It's a 25-minute ride. I'll be there right when he's coming in, or, you know, again.
So I made a major nutrition mistake that day. I didn't have enough electrolytes. I was suffering from severe electrolyte depletion. Severe electrolyte depletion. At mile 21, I started
getting... you were not only just electrolytes, just in general, just your nutrition wasn't where it needed to be that day. Whether it was electrolytes or whether it was something else that you needed out of food, you just weren't getting it that day.
I consumed a lot of calories, you know, and this whole running thing, you know, like Rich Roll says, and a lot of the other books I've read, you need to experiment with your food. What works for you might not work for other people.
And not every race is going to be the same. Not every day is going to be the same, and not every food you bring is going to be what you need every single day.
So this race was a 34-mile race. It was warmer than I thought it would be. So the temperature rose. It was cold in the morning. We all had jackets on.
When everybody left in the morning.
It was 45, 50 degrees, and all of a sudden, before we know it, it's 78. We were in the mountains. We were in the shade. We were on the ridge. We were the highest peaks of the Schwankunk Mountains here, up in the Catskills. So mile 21, we started rock climbing, because that part of the trail you have to rock climb. You have to scramble up some rocks, some cliffs. So nothing major, just, you know, some smaller ones. And my legs started cramping in me, and my left leg just cramped right up. A mile later, my right leg cramped up, and I was like, I'm in trouble. I was running with a friend. I let her go ahead, just go ahead. Her and I were really cooking. We were in 3rd and 4th place, or 4th and 5th place. We were really cooking. We had some great time, and I just fell apart. I fell apart physically, and then I fell apart emotionally, and it was really tough for me because at mile 28, 29, 30, I wanted to literally quit. I was hoping that you could come drive to where I was, and which was on the road at that point, because most of the race was in the trails, but I was actually on a section of road. I was hoping you could just come to me and just do something. I needed something. I wanted you to do something.
And my first thought was, oh, when you called me, I don't even have running sneakers with me, or else I would have run to get you and run you back in, because it always helps to have somebody pushing you to tell you that you can do it and that you've already come this far, don't give up now.
So at mile 31, I made a wrong turn. I missed the turn. I had to cross through a gentleman's yard, through his driveway, to get onto the rail trail. I had overshot my turn by about a mile because I honestly thought I was delirious at that time too. I was just way out of it. And I looked at him and I said, do you have any juice? Do you have juice or something I can drink? Now, meantime, I've already drank 2.5 gallons of water. I kept refilling water, and my mouth was dry. Beyond dry. It was an experience that I was like, gee, this isn't working. I want more water. I want more water. I kept drinking and drinking, which increased my cramps, increased my irritability, and he comes back out and he goes, the best I got is a Gatorade. Now, people who know me say, I'm anti-Gatorade. I'm anti the sugar. They used to put corn syrup in it. They put sugar in it. There's food coloring in it. Does it have electrolytes? Yes, it does. Does it have stuff your body needs? Yes, it does. Do I feel that your body would benefit better from natural forms or the subtraction of that type of sugar? Well, yes. That's the way I feel. This guy handed me this Gatorade. I looked at it and I said, do I or don't I? Now, meantime, I want to quit. I just want to quit. I said, you know what? I'm going to do it.
What's the worst thing?
What's the worst thing? I drank this Gatorade. I got to tell you, it killed my thirst. So I stopped drinking water right away because I was just sucking my backpack. I was sucking my backpack dry again for the third time. And I stopped drinking right away. I was like, wow, this actually satisfied my taste. So, you know, Gatorade is scientifically formulated to replace your body with electrolytes, with certain electrolytes that your body loses through sweat, through heat exhaustion, through activities. And I wasn't prepared at that distance and at that heat to replenish my body. I had dried fruits. I had lots of water. I was able to get more water. I had dried figs, dried mangoes. I got some a nut bar from a friend on the trail. And the neat thing about this trail, what the trail run was, it's a unassisted run, unsupported. So at each check station, the very few check stations they had, they weren't allowed to give us water. They weren't allowed to give us anything like a normal road race. We were fending for ourselves. They said you could get trail magic, and trail magic would mean like, oh, I can bum something off of somebody else if I can get something somewhere.
Or something magically appears.
Magically appears.
In your hand, it's
right.
Okay.
But the staff there and the few spectators that were watching could not hand you anything. They couldn't give you anything. You were on your own. Most of us had water filters, and my water filter broke right from the beginning. When we first started the water, my water filter was leaking, so I did not have the luxury of filtering stream water like all the other runners. And I drank that Gatorade, Jamie, and you thought I was, how long, you thought I
thought you had hours. I actually had called the restaurant and I said, I have no idea what time I'm going to get back. I actually thought you would probably be crawling into the finish line. And the girl that you were running with, she also... when she came in, she goes, he's in bad shape. And I said, I know, he called me.
I texted Amy and said, I'm back here. Where are you? I'm sure you're finished by now. She finished 45 minutes ahead of me.
Right.
So, back to the Gatorade. Within probably 3-4 minutes, my cramps went away. My cramps totally disappeared. And I said, oh my gosh, this is great. I went from doing 18-minute miles. Now, mind you, going down the hill on the road, on part of the course, it hurt me to walk. It actually hurt from my bottom of my feet to hit the ground. That's how much depletion and cramping I had. I was nauseous because I drank so much water, and within 3 minutes, it just, like that, I was like, I'm ready to run again. I'm so ready to run again. And I picked the pace. I went from 18-minute miles to 10-minute miles. My last 2 miles, I overtook 2 people on the trail, passed them, finished in front of them, and it was an amazing experience. From that, it was interesting because I'm anti-Gatorade, so now my focus here is how do I get those natural electrolytes? How do I get those electrolytes in me with a better form of sweetener? Because I'm not going to drink Gatorade. I think it was an amazing experience to see what had happened, because I never drink Gatorade. I never drink those sports drinks. And most people just drink them all the time, so they don't really know what's happening to their body, but now I can really feel what happened. Back in a 51-mile run, back about 6-7 weeks prior to this run, I had re-electrolyted with a powdered formula that worked great. It worked phenomenal. And I was like, wow, this is great. And of course, I didn't get any of that for this run. I figured I've never done runs where I've done a couple 30-milers. I've done, high 20s, but I've never experienced electrolyte depletion like this before. My mouth was just super dry. Nothing satisfied me, and I just had to keep drinking and drinking, and my muscles just totally fatigued. I knew I had the muscle strength. I knew I had the oxygen capacity. So I was like, this is really frustrating. It was getting me really depressed, and that's when my emotional state just really just fell apart, because I'm like, I can do this. And I even text the race director, in bad shape, cramping everywhere, nauseous. And I said at the end of this, but I'm going to finish this race. I'm totally going to finish this race. I'll be there. I figured now I could be there. I ended up finishing like 12th or 13th out of 30 runners. I dropped back like that. But it was really a frustrating experience. So now my goal is to get a natural form of Gatorade. So of course, I'm probably going to try, and of course it's an experiment again, but I'm probably going to try Rich Roll. Rich Roll, who's an ultra endurance runner. I'm probably going to give his shot. He has a product on his website called Ion Electrolyte. And of course this isn't an ad for Rich Roll, but I really respect what Rich Roll does and where he came from. So Rich Roll is a great book, Finding Ultra. And he has a natural ion electrolyte supplement on his website with none of the junk and the fillers and food colorings, and it's on powder form. And so I'm going to give that a try. A friend of mine said, Marcus, you've got to try Rich Roll's product. So that's what I'm going to do. So it was a little embarrassing for me that I did drink Gatorade. It's not something I would normally drink. It's not something I've really ever drank. Even as a kid, I never really drank Gatorade. But there is some science to the electrolyte depletion, and that's the point of of me talking here. It's that you need to replenish electrolytes, and what can happen, and how electrolyte depletion, the symptoms of it, and how you can reverse it, and how amazingly quick getting electrolytes back into my system worked, which was able. I wish I had gotten those electrolytes into my system at mile 21, mile 22. Because I would have done much, much, much better in the run. I'm still happy I did the run. Can't wait to do the next run. So, I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thanks for checking this video out. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and definitely pass it on.